Good morning. We have a lot of requests for finding out how to start your own sweet potato plants, which are normally called slips, and how to start your own Irish potatoes. White potatoes, red potatoes, or the colored ones that have the white interior are always called Irish potatoes. I'm going to start with the Irish potato, which most of you already know how to do, so I'm going to make it quick. You see the eyes. This one has already started to sprout. You don't have to wait till they start to sprout. All you need is any type of a little indentation, and that will make your potato. But for now, we're just going to cut between the hole, between the eyes. They're called eyes that make the sprouts. You need to leave at least an inch around each eye. The more the better, because what it does is this potato is feeding that eye. Think of it as a seed that you've sprouted, and all the nutrition it has in there to get it started and pop up out of the ground before it ever actually needs fertilizer. There, your potato is already cut. This is a nice size. It's about the size of a silver dollar. There's only one eye on it, so now I'm just going to lay it down to dry. By morning, it will be ready to plant. All you need is for that damp, starchy wetness on your potato to dry, and then you can plant it. And you plant it with the eye up. The rest will dissolve in the soil, and the roots will come out from the edge. Now we're going to talk about the sweet potato. And how do we get from here to here and into your garden? These are two different types of sweet potatoes. One is darker inside than the other, but that really doesn't matter much. What the difference is that I want to show you today is this one has a lot of little sprouts coming out the top, or out one end. I'm holding up so it's a top, out one end. And it doesn't seem to have any other sprouts or eyes or anything coming up anywhere on it. These sprouts looked like this 3 weeks ago. And all I did was take this potato and I cut it down about like this so it has plenty of nutrition there to keep it going for a while and to provide those leaves something to grow on. Took it, I cut it. This I did not let dry, and I put it in a little bowl of water. You can use a glass. You can use anything. It does not have to be clear. Just leave it there, and in no time at all, it will start putting on green and look like this. You don't want very much. Just a half an inch of water or a quarter of an inch on top of a damp paper towel will be sufficient. This sweet potato is slightly different. As you can see, it has a lot of little dimples on it, little indentations, and a lot of little tiny red growths coming out of them. So this shows me that this sweet potato is going to grow in a different way. Instead of just cutting off the end and putting it in water, this one is going to put on a whole lot of slips all over the potato, so I'm going to use it in an inert medium. You can use sawdust, you can use sand like I'm doing here, anything that you want. You just need to have it barely damp. You do not want it wet because wet will make it rot. Dampness is all you need to get these to sprout. You do not need fertilizer. Remember, this is a seed and it's got everything in it it will need to make itself a nice plant for a very long time. Now I'm going to put it in the sand and cover it up and show you how I do it. You make a little dent down here. This is a little awkward because I'm trying to put it on an angle where you can see what I'm doing, so otherwise it would be a little easier to do. But basically all you do is you get the sweet potato down in the dirt, the sawdust, the sand, whatever medium you're using, and cover most of it up. You do not want it all covered up. You want the top to be open because the sprouts are going to be happier. There, that's basically all it needs. You can see the top, you can see the little sprouts that are already coming up. If you have sprouts already coming up, they need to be out already in the open. And that's all it is to it. Now spritz it down a little bit and keep it damp. And in a few weeks you will have potato slips. From there, we're going to go back to the one I already have started in water. Because at that point in time, both types of potatoes will be handled the same. I'm going to take it out of the water so you can see what it actually looks like. See all these wonderful, nice, long roots? They actually only take a couple of weeks to work. Kids used to do this in science class. Or if you don't want to plant a sweet potato, but you want something pretty and green in your window, this will be very nice. Okay, here's one plant that one slip that I have kind of sort of pulled apart. Now right here, you will see this is what came out of the potato. These roots are growing off of this single stem. So I'm just going to very carefully go in there with my index finger and my thumb and pull it out. And there's a sweet potato slip. Look at those nice roots. When you buy them in the store, you never get them with nice fresh roots. So I'm going to do another one. So here's another nice long one over here. Pull it out. Just kind of go with it and try not to break the roots, and they're really very hard to break. You'll notice that not all of these that have the nice green leaves on them have roots on them, or if they do, they're not very long. So I'm taking off the ones that have the nice long roots, and I'm replacing this back in the water and making it a little deeper this time so that this one here that does not have roots will go ahead and make roots. In just a very few days, with this stem right in the water, it will make roots as well. So you don't have any wastage whatsoever. You can see the bottom is still nice and healthy, and that is how you make your own sweet potato slips. Thank you.